This video is going to show you the trainee's perspective of receiving, signing, and acting on a training plan. Now, it's worth noting first that a training plan should be placed into your portfolio by your training officer, but only after it's been developed and agreed with you beforehand. Now, it's also worth noting that even if you have a pending training plan that has not yet been signed off, you will not be able to start a new submission. And I'll show you that by going to my submissions section here and clicking on Start New Submission. And I'm told that there is one training plan pending that is not in my portfolio, that I must sign my training plan before I can start any new submissions. So that's just something worth noting there. I'm going to go back to my home screen, and you can see that I have one new task awaiting my attention, and that task is also being shown up on my task list here. So however you normally go to your tasks, feel free to do so. I'm going to go through my task list here at the top. It says, please sign your recently prepared training plan. And if I click on that, I am taken to my training plan. So what I want to do here is just review the little bits of the training plan here. First is the title of the training plan, and you can see that we've titled this SBI 104, which is the module code that I'll be working on, and it's the assessments and competencies. Now if I scroll down here, you can see that there are some tasks in the training plan. Now this first task is to perform a DOPS, and it says under my learning outcomes, SBI 104, one competency and standard. If I just click on that, it will show you in greater detail what that means. Here is the content of the module, and if I scroll down, you can see that DOPS 2 has been highlighted. So this is the particular DOPS that my training officer would like me to complete as part of that particular task within the training plan. Going back to the plan here, where there's another one here that says meet to discuss a CBD, and if I open up the learning outcomes for that, you can see that that CBD has been highlighted. And finally, we have a third task here that says some of your recent work can be applied to all of these competencies. Well, what does my training officer mean by these competencies? Again, I will open up that link. And if I scroll down, I can see that my training officer has highlighted 3 particular competencies that I should be submitting recent work towards. Now, if I keep scrolling down, I see that there's an attachment section here, and my training officer has helpfully left a document within the training plan, an introduction to DNA sequencing. If I open that up here, it's a nice handy document that I can look at and review and perhaps use as part of my work within the training plan. I can leave some feedback if I like, and I think I'll just say I'm happy with this plan. I'll send that feedback. And the last thing I need to do is, just with everything else in OneFile, is sign off on this training plan. And what that will do is tell my training officer that I am happy with this training plan that he has produced. So I've ticked my box there. I'll click Accept. And now what you can actually see is I now have 3 new tasks. Those 3 new tasks are the 3 submissions that my training officer has asked me to complete as part of my training plan. If I go to my portfolio and look at my progress, which we will use the gap analysis, and I'll show all and click Apply. The training plan was developed for SBI 104, so if I just open up that module there, you can see that we now have pending submissions within each of those sections specified by my training officer. So when you sign off your training plan, those submissions are then automatically inserted directly into your portfolio, so you can now open one up and perform the necessary steps as you normally would to complete a submission.